Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello everyone, welcome to second PUC Statistics online classes. In the previous class we had discussed about some important problems of third application of t-test. In this class we are going to discuss the remaining important problems of third application of t-test. In that, problem number 3, that is following data regarding the IQ of 5 students before and after treatment of yoga. Okay, IQ before observations are like this and IQ after observations are like this. Then we need to check here is yoga improves the IQ of students and use 5% level of significance. See, here also there are two set of observations are there. One is IQ before, another one is IQ after. So, for our convenience, I will write first x1 is IQ before yoga and x2 is IQ after yoga. And see the question. Here the question is like this, is yoga improves the IQ of students? Improves in the sense what? The sign is greater than. See, improves in the sense what? The sign is, the sign is not less than, no. See, improves in the sense what? The sign is greater than. See, here the given observations are IQ before yoga and IQ after yoga. See, I will write the mean population of IQ before yoga is mu1 and mean population of IQ after yoga is mu2. And here what we going to check is yoga improves the IQ of students. Improves the IQ of students in the sense what? After yoga IQ improved or not. So the sign here, the after yoga mean population is denoted by mu2, therefore the sign should be like this. See, here sign should be like this. If the sign less than type in the sense what? That is alternative hypothesis. So this problem is based on alternative hypothesis. Therefore, here H1 is given and H0 is step 1 and H1 is step 2, and here given statement is like this. Yoga improves the IQ of student. That is mu1 less than mu2. See, this is less than type in the sense what? That is left tail test. And what is H0? H0 is always equal to type. See, that we can write mu1 is equal to mu2. When it is equal, see, yoga does not improve the IQ of the student, then we can say mu1 is equal to mu2. Therefore, here H0 is yoga does not improve the IQ of students. That is mu1 is equal to mu2. Okay, next step 3 is test statistics. So that for test statistic is T is equal to D bar divided by SD divided by square root of n minus 1, which follows T with n minus 1 degrees of freedom. So here we need to find D bar. What is D bar? That is summation D divided by n. And so what is D? D is the differences of the observation, that is x1 minus x2. So here given observations are x1 and x2. How to find difference? That is x1 minus x2. So D bar formula is summation D divided by n. So next we need to find SD. So SD is standard sample standard deviation. That formula is summation d square divided by n minus summation d divided by n whole square. So here given observations are like this, that is x1 is 118, 120, 116, 115 and 125. The next two observations are 125, then 118, 125, 120 and 130. So these are the given observations. See, x1 observations are 118, 120, 116, 115 and 125. The next two observations are 125, 118, 125, 120 and 130. So next we need to find the difference, that is x1 minus x2. Here the first observation is 118 and next second observation is 120. Sorry, x1 observation is 118 and x2 observation is 125, that is minus 7, and here 120 minus 118, so that is 2. Then here 116 minus 125, that is minus 9. Here 115 minus 120, that is minus 5. Next here 125 minus 30, so minus 130 in the sense what, that is minus 5. So here sum of D is, that is minus 7 plus 2 plus minus plus 2 minus 5 minus 7 plus 2 minus 9 minus 5 minus 5. So sum of D is minus 24. 118 minus 125 is minus 7, then 120 minus 118 2, then 116 minus 125 is minus 9, then 115 minus 120 is minus 5, then 125 minus 130 is minus 5. So sum of D is minus 24, that is minus 7 plus 2 minus 9 minus 5 minus 5. So sum of D is minus 29, that is minus 7 plus 2 minus 9 minus 5 minus 5. Sum of D is minus 24. See, sum of D is minus 24, that is minus 7 plus 2 minus 9 minus 5 and minus 5. So next here D is over. The sum of D is minus 24 divided by what is small letter n? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So here given number of observation is 5. So small letter n is 5. So minus 24 divided by 5, that is minus 4.8. Minus 4.8 is the sum of, D bar is minus 4.8. Okay, next we need to find sum of D square. Therefore we have to find D square observations. So what is 7 square? 7 square is 49. Then 2 square is 4. Then 9 square is 81. 5 square is 25. Then 5 square is 25. Then sum of D square is, that is 49 plus 4 plus 81 plus 25 plus 25, that is 184. So here sum of D square value is 184. Okay, this is equal to square root of sum of D square is 184 divided by 5 minus sum of D divided by n. So sum of D is 24 divided by 5 whole square. This is equal to square root of 184 divided by 5, that is 36.8. Then here 24 divided by 5, that is 4.8. Yes, see here sum of D is minus 24 divided by 5. Therefore minus 24 divided by 5 is minus 4.8. then square root of that is minus 23.04. Okay, this is equal to 36.8 minus 23.04 is 13.74. Then square root of that answer, that is 3.709. Okay, this answer is 3.709. Okay, now I will substitute all the values under this formula. Here D bar value is minus 4.8 divided by SD is 3.709 divided by square root of, here n is 5 minus 1. So this is equal to minus 4.8 divided by, see here minus 5 minus 1 is 4, square root of 4 is 2. So that is 3.709 divided by 2, that is 1.854. This is equal to minus 4.8 divided by 1.8545, 854 is minus 2.587. Okay, this is calculated value. Here calculated value is minus 2.587. And see, next this is step 3. Then step 4, using under alternative hypothesis and level of significance, we can find critical value. So here alpha is 5%, then degrees of freedom, that is n minus 1. So here n is 5, 5 minus 1 is 4. And see, this is left tail test. So we can say this is one left tail test, in a sense this is one tail test, and here degrees of freedom is 4 and alpha is 5%. Therefore the critical value is, here test is one tail test. Therefore critical value is K is equal to 2.13. See, this is less than, left tail in the sense what, this is less than type, no. So that the critical value is minus K is equal to minus 2.13. So here critical value is minus K is equal to minus 1.13. So this is left tail test, in the sense here rejection region located at left tail of the probability curve. So like this is rejection region and this is acceptance region. Here critical value, that is K is minus 2.13, and see here calculated value is minus 2.587. So that value lies here. So this is calculated value, that is minus 2.587. So and see here, this calculated value is lies in rejection region, therefore H not rejected. Here calculated value is lies in rejection region, therefore H not rejected. Or one more condition is, for left tail the condition is minus K less than or equal to calculated value. Here critical value, that is minus 2.13, and calculated value is, calculated value is minus 2.587. See here minus 2.13 is greater than minus 2.58. Therefore here condition is not satisfied. If condition is not satisfied, in the sense what, here H not rejected. If H not rejected, H1 accepted. So if H1 accepted, the conclusion is yoga improves the IQ of students. Therefore the conclusion is yoga improves IQ of students. That is mu1 less than mu2. Okay, this is the conclusion. Okay, next move to problem number 4. That is, an IQ test was conducted to 5 students before and after training. See here students are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4, 5. There are 5 students are there. Then I cube before. So these are the I cube before observation. And this is these are I cube after observation. And test whether there is any significant difference between average I cube before and after training, and take alpha is equal to 0.01. See here this is the question. There are two set of observations are there. One set of observation is IQ after training and another set of observation is IQ before training. And we know that set of observation is denoted by X, but here there are two set of observations are there. Therefore, I will write like this. The first set of observation is X1, that is IQ after training, IQ before training. And second set of observation I will write IQ after training. Next move to test procedure. See the question here, what we are going to test, whether there is any significant difference between average IQ before and after training. This significant difference in the sense what? That is not equal to. So if it is not equal to, then we can say this is alternative hypothesis. So here given sentence is alternative hypothesis. Your problem is based on alternative hypothesis. See here, so therefore here H1 is there is significant difference between average IQ before and after training. That is mu1 is not equal to mu2 and H0 is mu1 is equal to mu2. Okay, when it is equal, when it is mu1 is, we can write mu1 is equal to mu2, then there is no significant difference between average IQ before and after training, then we can say mu1 is equal to mu2. So H0 is, there is no significant difference between average IQ before and after training. Before and after training. That is mu1 is equal to mu2. Next, step 3 is test statistics. That is, okay, that I will write here. Test statistic is T is equal to D bar divided by SD divided by square root of n minus 1, which follows T with n minus 1 degrees of freedom. So here, how to calculate D? So D is differences of these two observations. Here given observations are x1 and x2. So how to find out difference? That is x1 minus x2. Then D bar, we need D bar. So D bar is sum of D divided by n. Then standard deviation of, sample of standard deviation is square root of summation x square divided by n minus summation x divided by n whole square. So first we need to find D. Before that, let me now I will write observations, that is x1 and x2. So x1 observations are, see the first observation is 121, the second observation is 136, next 120, 118 and 125. See 121, 136, 120, 118 and 125. The next two observations are 125, 132, 1110, 110, then 120 and 123. Okay, let's check the observation. That is 121, 120, 136, 120, 118, that is 118, 125. The next two observations are 125, 132, 110, 120 and 122. Okay, next we need to. So D formula is x1 minus x2. So that is here x1 observation is 121 and 125. So x1, that is 121 minus 125 is minus 4. Next 126 minus 132. So that is 136 minus 132. So that is 4. Next 120 minus 1, that is 10. 118 minus 120, that is minus 2. This is 125 minus 123, that is minus plus 2. So here what is difference? Sum of D. So sum of D is minus 4 plus 4 is 0. 0 plus 10, that is 10. 10 minus 2, that is 8. 8 minus plus 2, that is 10. So sum of D we got 10. This is equal to 10 divided by what is here? N in the sense that is number of observations. See 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here 5 observations are there. So I will write N is equal to 5. Here N is number of observations. Okay, now I will substitute. In a place N I will write 5. So 10 divided by 5, that is 2. See here we got observation, that is mean of difference, that is 2. So next we need to find standard deviation, that is square root of summation x square divided by n minus summation x divided by n square. This is problem D, no? Here we got D, found D. So this is sum of D square divided by n minus D divided by n whole square. And see, here we got D. Next we need to find sum of D square. Next column square. Here minus 4 square is 16. Square is 16. 2. Then sum of D 16 plus 4 is 20 and 16 plus 4 is 20. So 20 plus 20, 40. 40 plus 100. So here sum. That is 140. Now I will substitute that values in this formula. That is sum of D square is 140 divided by 5 minus sum of D, that is 10 divided by 5 whole square. This is equal to square root of, see here 140 divided by 5, that is 28, minus 10 divided by 5, that is 2. 2 square is 4. See, 28 minus 4 is 24. The square root of that answer, that is 4.898. This is equal to 4.899. Okay, now I will substitute that values under this formula. So here D bar is 2 divided by standard deviation. Sample standard deviation is 4.899 divided by square root of what is n here? N is 5. 5 minus 1. So this is equal to 2 divided by C. Here 5 minus 1 in the sense that is 4. So square root of 4 is 2. That is 4.899 divided by 2 is 2.449. And this is equal to 2 divided by 2.449 is 0.816. This is calculated value. That is T calculated value. We can write like this. T CAL. CAL in the sense that is calculated value. So this is equal to 0.816. And C, this is not equal to type. So not equal to type in the sense what, that is two-tailed test. So here test is, okay, before that, see, this is step 3. Next step 4 is based on this alternative hypothesis and alpha is level of significance and degrees of freedom, we can find critical values. So here alpha is, see here alpha is 0.01. So 0.01 in the sense. Then degrees of freedom. This is n minus 1. So to calculate degrees of freedom, the formula is n minus 1. Here n is 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. And here test is, see this is not equal to type. So here test is two-tailed test. Therefore, critical values are minus k and plus k. In the table, see here degrees of freedom is 4 and alpha is 1% and this is two-tailed test. Here critical value is minus 4.60 minus 4, okay, that I will write here, okay. Minus k is equal to minus 4.60 and k is equal to 4.60. Okay, these are the critical values. See, this is two-tailed test in the sense what? Here rejection region located at both the tails of probability curve. So this is rejection region and this is rejection region and this is acceptance region. So here minus k value is minus 4.60 and plus k value is 4.60 and here calculated value is 0.816. Okay, that lies here. Okay, this is calculated value. It is 0.816 and see here this calculated value lies in acceptance region, therefore we can say here H not accepted. Here calculated value is lies in acceptance region, therefore H not accepted. Okay, or one more condition. Okay, this is two-tailed test in the sense the condition is like this: minus k less than or equal to calculated value less than or equal to small letter k. See here minus k value is minus 4.60 and calculated value is 0.816 and this k value is 4.60. See, first I will consider these two observations. Here 0.816 is greater than minus 60 minus 4.60 and next I will consider these two observations. Here 4.60 is greater than 0.816. See here condition is satisfied. If condition is satisfied, we can say H not accepted. If H not accepted, the conclusion is there is no significant difference between average IQ before and after training. Conclusion is there is no significant difference between average IQ before and after training. That we can also say that mu1 is equal to mu. Yes, thank you for watching this video.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.